Hello. We just discussed diversity in a group, and now I'd like to bring up some points about group conflict management. No matter how good or bad a group may be, you are usually going to run in some form of conflict. Groups can consist of work groups, social groups, athletic groups, or even school groups. And with any group, it's important to know how to manage conflicts. 3 steps can help you understand if there is a conflict and how you can manage it. Number one would be to discover if the members are in conflict and learn about what the conflict is about. Step aside with each group member individually and discover what created the conflict. Get both sides of the story and don't be quick to pass judgment. Ask the members in conflict how they believe the conflict could be resolved, then go to the group to discuss. Number two would be if members are in conflict, come up with ways to approach the conflict and ways to manage the conflict. Ask the group members what they believe can be done to address the conflict to ensure that the conflict stops and won't happen again. If possible, come up with a list of things that the group can work on to ensure group conflict will no longer happen. Number three would be once you have come up with ways to manage conflict, discuss them with the entire group. Discuss with each group member the ideas you've come up with, and at this time present the list to the group that each group member created to prevent future conflicts from happening. Once the conflict has been resolved, move on with your group project. There are also some simple approaches to conflict resolution which can help during this process. Number one would be to deal with conflict immediately and avoid the temptation to ignore it. Number two would be not letting conflict get personal. Stick to facts and issues, not personalities. Number three would be to encourage different points of view. Insist on honest dialogue and expressing feelings. And number four would be to make sure you demonstrate respect. If the situation escalates, take a break and wait for emotions to subside. As conflict management goes, there's also an effective approach that can be used. One of these approaches is called the compromise approach, which is also known as splitting the difference. And it is one method that is often used when managing conflicts. This approach is described as a win-lose situation in which both parties get some things they want, but not entirely what they desire. In order for this approach to be the most effective, both parties must mutually accept each other's differences in order to produce an agreeable solution that benefits everyone involved. This approach relies on the ability to agree and disagree, as in each party must give up something of equal value or importance. There are some pros of compromise approach. One would be less time consuming. Two would be that it maintains valuable relationships within the group. And three would be both parties have equal power in the final decision. With pros, there are also cons. One would be neither party is fully satisfied. Two would be that more conflicts may occur. And three would be that it compromises our short-term solutions and not long-term solutions. So there could be possible issues later on down the road. But either way, with any type of group, conflicts may come, and it's important that you come up with ways to manage these conflicts so that they don't happen in the future.